Don't be a pain in the heel. Yeah, that's right, you heard me right, a pain in the heel, because runners know that having a pain in your heel is some of the worst kind of pain that they can experience. But unfortunately, one thing that runners get wrong is that when they're trying to address or fix this pain, they're looking directly at that pain point, so right on the heel. But in reality, what you have to do is actually look below, or in this case, above the heel, to help release our tight calves. Because when they're tight, they're gonna pull on the bottom of our foot and give us that heel pain. But you can't just start aggressively massaging your calves to help release some of that tension. So we have to warm up those calves first, then they'll release and you'll get that relief that you're looking for. Now you can head out the door for a quick little run, but I'm assuming if you're having that heel pain, running might not be an option. So I have a quick little warm up that are gonna get your calves ready to release. We got 5 exercises for 5 minutes that you're gonna do for 1 minute each. First, we're gonna start off with jumping jacks, and if this is a little too much impact for you, just wait 1 second because I have an alternative. With the jumping jacks, you wanna stay nice and light on your feet, keeping those knees bent. The alternative to jumping jacks is to run in place. This should create little to no impact and shouldn't aggravate the bottom of your feet. Next, we have the runner's lunge. To do this, you're going to get into a plank position on your hands, and you're going to step 1 foot forward. It should be on the outside of your palms. For this, you want to make sure that you are driving those hips down to the ground and trying to raise that chest up a little bit. You should really feel this on the top of your quads. After you've sat in that position for a second or two, you're gonna sit those hips back so you start to feel a stretch going from your hamstrings all the way down to your calf. This can just be a little bit of movement back and forth, kind of flexing between the runner's lunge and the split. You'll then switch sides for the runner's lunge. Now you might notice that you have a little bit more mobility on one side than you do the other, and that is totally normal. Just take note of that and we can come back to it at a later time and make sure we're working on it. Really want to make sure we're keeping that core engaged through all of these exercises, specifically this one to protect that lower back. Shake out your wrist before going into down dog into plank. So once again, we're going to start in that plank position on our hands. Our shoulders, elbows, and wrists should be aligned when we're setting up in this position. You're going to sit those hips back and push them up to the sky to get into that down dog position. Now here you can pedal out those feet, so dropping your knees to the ground and straightening them back out, then going back into plank for a rest on those calves, and flexing back and forth between the two. Last but not least, we have calf raises. Now, if this is a little too much balance for you, you can go to the wall and use that for some stability. We really want to make sure we're rolling from the heels and pushing all the way up onto the top of our tippy toes as far as we can and slowly coming back down. Once you finish that warm-up, then we can start working on the calves. Now I have lots of mobility tools over here, but when I'm working on releasing any tight muscles, I'm gonna work my way down from the most surface area hit to the least surface area hit. I'll show you what I mean. So first, we're gonna start off with our big foam roller here, right? This isn't gonna put too much pressure in any one particular spot on my calves. I'm gonna start off with both calves on the foam roller. I'm gonna use my arms to support myself, and I'm just gonna roll back and forth. Nothing too aggressive here. I'm gonna work my way up the back side of my calves. Then I'm gonna switch to one leg here and I'm gonna work the inside for a few minutes, just kind of noticing what's tight, if there's any particular area. Then I'm gonna flip over and hit the outside and kind of on the shin, all the way from my ankle up to my knee. I'm gonna spend about 2 minutes on each leg doing just this foam roller. Once I'm done with him, I'm gonna move on to a little bit more of a targeted foam roller. Now, if you don't have this guy here, that's totally okay. You can use something like a broomstick, works wonderfully. Now, I'm gonna get on my knees here, and I'm gonna start at my ankles, and I'm gonna sit back onto it. I'm gonna use my hands as pressure here, and go side to side, and work up and down. This is our calf smash. Work my way up, going side to side. Once again, really starting to notice if there's any particular spot and spending extra time on any area that's giving me a little bit more trouble, that feels knotted up. And work my way all the way up to right below my knees. And for this, once again, I'm just gonna do about 2 minutes from my ankle to my knee. And next up, we have a lacrosse ball. This is where it starts to get a little painful, but that's okay. We're just gonna Make sure we're breathing through this, and we're gonna take this one nice and easy. So I'm gonna start, once again, down at my calves here, and I'm gonna roll, and I'm gonna even put a little bit of a pressure, but you don't have to if it's already starting to feel painful. And I know for me, I kind of have a sore spot right here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna point, flex, and extend. So my calf is flexing right on the lacrosse ball, getting in a little bit deeper each time. I'm remembering to take big deep breaths here. Starting to get a little painful in those areas. I'm just gonna let it sit for a second, and once I feel that release, then I'm gonna put a little bit more pressure and get in just a little bit deeper. Really try to work out any of those big knots. Working side to side. Once again, about 2 minutes on each leg. Spend a little bit more time if you need to, if there's any high areas of tension or you're really starting to feel any knots work out. Now we do want to make sure we're giving our feet a little bit of love here too. So I'm going to go into a light foot stretch here. And I understand if this is not at everybody's mobility range, you can use a band, but I'm going to show you the first version first. I'm going to curl my toes underneath. I'm just going to use my body weight and sit onto my toes. I'm really starting to feel that stretch right up through the center of my feet. I'll turn around here. So my toes are curled under. I'm kind of inching my knees out further and really feeling that stretch. I'm just gonna breathe into it, move side to side a little bit. Now, if that is too much, you can always take a band, a towel, whatever, put it on the top part of your foot, like so, and just pull those toes back towards you. You can literally even just use your hands and give a nice stretch on your toes there. So I'm literally just grabbing the top portion of my toes and pulling them back, and I should feel that stretch right down the center of my arch. And if you want extra benefit, you're gonna do that same warm-up as a cool down after that calf mobility routine. Look, heel pain is absolutely no fun, and I really don't wish that upon any runner. And we're always going to encourage you to continue to work on your mobility and strengthen your body so that it can best handle the impact of running. But a really good way to help relieve some of that pain while you're in that strengthening process is by choosing an insole that's going to help protect and cushion your foot. So I do want to take the time to shout out to Superfeet for sponsoring this video. All Superfeet products are based on podiatric science. They started in 1977 as the sports medicine division of Northwest Podiatric Laboratory. Today, their products help people worldwide to get the most out of every step. Superfeet insoles help your feet move the way that they're supposed to, adapting the flat surfaces of the inside of your shoe to the contours of your feet. The all-new Adapt Run line offers step-in comfort, cushion support, and a smooth, easy ride to keep your feet feeling great mile after mile. So let's keep strengthening those feet and check out this video I have up next, because I promise there's a lot more that you can be doing for your foot health than you're doing right now. So I have a whole list of strength and mobility exercises that you can be doing today that are going to be non-impactful, but also benefit your overall foot health. So check out that video I have coming up next. Happy feet, happy running.